All right, we are live and good to go when you are.
Good evening. My name's Richard Gergen. I'm the vice chair, so I've been asked to chair the meeting tonight because Megan's absent. So welcome, everybody. I think our names are all on the screen, so that serves as our roll call. So I'll call the meeting to order. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes of the last meeting? Any questions?
Yes. I move that we approve the minutes.
Okay, we have a second to that. Somebody chimed in. Okay. And I always say, and any objection to unanimous consent for the minutes? And they'll stand approved as read. Well, tonight we have the opportunity to welcome a new member to the board. And so Jeremy Parrish, I'd ask you to introduce yourself and a little bit about how long you've been in North Liberty and what your interests are.
Yeah, hi, Jeremy Parrish. I guess my career, what I do for a living, I work at the University of Iowa. I teach in the sports management program, sport and recreation management program. And I also do some work with the athletics program as well. And I've been in North Liberty for quite a while. I'd say 14 years, 12 years, something like that. Have a young family, utilize the awesome services and parks and stuff we have here in North Liberty, and wanted to, to offer whatever assistance I could to, this great city we live in. So.
Thank you, Jeremy, and welcome. I think you've sent out a little info, I assume, to everybody on the board, got a little information to you and get to know you, and welcome to this group. We're a raucous group and we have long meetings. So. Okay, so next thing on the agenda is our parks report from Guy.
You're muted.
Guy, you're muted.
Go. The button wasn't working. Good evening. So we've been doing a lot of catch up because last month we spent a lot of time on the derecho cleanup. So we're trying to get over a lot of our mowing, picking up and trying to get through all of our landscaping. And it's been a challenge because a lot of our staff has gone back to school now. So we're just basically working with our full-time staff and we do have a couple people left here that are helping us mow. And we've been working a lot with a lot of building maintenance stuff. With Shive Hattery, contractors regarding the Ranshaw House. I'm not sure if you're aware of that project that's going on, but we're on phase 2 of the Ranshaw House project of the renovations. So we're kind of overseeing that a little bit. And of course, the rec center, the dehumidification unit that's on top of the roof has been installed and it's up and going. Overseeing that somewhat. I know coming up Monday, we're going to have staff training on how that machine actually works and to learn that system. We're still working with ball field maintenance. We're still supporting the Cedar Rapids Ball League, along with NLCBS, our own town league. It seems to be going quite well, which is really nice to see some activity up there finally for the season. Soccer has been going on, painting lines for that, and also the youth football program has been out at Centennial Park, so we painted a full-size football field out there in support of that program. Just to let you know, the Centennial Park tot lot playground is finally done. It's installed. The rubberized safety surface has been completed. It's now open to the public. A lot of users are using it.
Yeah, I'll say, Guy, my girls are loving the new addition, so it's great.
That's great. That's just another little phase of what's going to happen out there. So the trail that goes in between the two playgrounds, that should lead off into a splash pad eventually. And then that trail will also go over to our new performance theater / shelter that's going to be over that way. So I'll add a lot of connectivity connectivity of the rock climbing area. So it's going to be pretty cool when it's all said and done. But this is just one little step closer to completion of that park.
So, Guy, I'm trying to remember back when we've been talking through the longer term plans.
Yeah.
Do we, for the next fiscal year, what's on deck for Centennial Park?
Well, a lot of stuff has been been put on hold, but mainly because of the COVID-19 thing. So a lot of the budget stuff that was supposed to happen this year, we kind of just basically put it on hold for now. But I would think the next phase out there would be the actual road around the park. It was in the budget a year ago. It was taken out of the budget because of some other things that we had to do. But that would be my guess, would be probably the next phase to get the road in. Then after that, I know we're going to try to do some fundraising to get maybe that performance stage and shelter in. So there's going to be some major fundraising that's going to probably have to happen before that can come to be.
Okay,
so
thanks.
Yeah, so that's where we're at with Centennial Park. And if you haven't known, the dog park is finally open. Today was the very first day of being open. I did drive by a couple times today just to see how it was going, and it was packed. So a lot of users using that park today. It seemed like things are going quite well, but I'm asking the public maybe to let us know if something's not quite the way they think it should be. And like I say, it's a brand new park, and just see how the users are using it. But any kind of advice would be awesome on that. And how it's actually getting used. So this is considered a soft opening. We're going to have more of a grand opening next spring. We have a lot of the signage yet to happen, the permit signage, the trash receptacles and benches that were going to go out there. I wasn't quite happy with the paint on them, so we're going to send those back to the factory to have repainted. So as soon as they get back, we'll have those installed. Fundraising, I think the Johnson County Dog Pack's been doing okay on that. So I really can't say for sure exactly where they're at with that, with the fundraising, but I'm sure they're doing okay. Let's see, the last thing, we had a number of seeding projects this year, this fall, just because of all the projects that we had going on. Of course, Centennial Park Playground, we graded and seeded around that. Kosher Park drainage enhancements, Marley Park grading restoration due to the past Kansas Roundabout project, Quail Ridge Park grading around new sidewalk, and Beaver Creek Old Playground, which we talked about before. We took out the old playground, so we graded that out and reseeded that. And then also at Redfern Dog Park, we did an overseed project just because the seed that was there, or the grass that was growing, was doing pretty well until we had that really dry, hot spell, and we lost some of the new turf from that. So we did a quick overseed. So hopefully that will take a little better this fall and thicken in and be better for next spring. But if you have any other questions, I'd be more than happy to answer for you.
Guy, it's Craig. I've got a question for you. As it relates to these fundraisers, for example, for the dog park, are there some projects that you'd like to do and some approximate costs to do those projects so that we could potentially create a fundraiser aiming to step by step assist you with finishing it out?
Right. So I think the Johnson County Dog Pack has been pretty much the head on all the fundraising activities. We don't really want to step on each other's toes. So we've been kind of letting them head that up. So I would imagine when they get closer to meeting their goal, we'll see where we're at and if there's going to have to be any additional fundraising other than what they are able to do. But there are some certain things out there we'd like to have done yet, like maybe some sort of agility equipment for dogs. That has not really been discussed yet. We just wanted to get things, the core there and open to the public. But that is one thing we'd like to do, yeah, is get some sort of agility equipment out there, which will have some cost with that. So that'd be one idea that maybe that we do not have enough fundraising that's going to happen right now. But yeah, the Johnson County Dog Park, they kind of have a set goal of the amount of money they want to raise, like the benches, the shelters. We're going to maybe have some naming rights. There's a lot of fundraising stuff that's going to still happen to help out with what we already have.
Great, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think the dog park was social media and all the coffee groups were passing that word around that the dog park was open. So good deal. Good deal.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
But also out there, I'm looking for any kind of advice or improvements that can happen, because like I say, it's a new area, and just the layout of a park and determine how dogs, their habits are, certain habits and stuff. I just like to see, if there aren't any kind of issues, like for example, like a fence that might be at an angle or something that could snag a dog's toenail or something like that, that just those, we just want to head those off right from the start if we can.
That's good. Thanks, Guy. I'm guessing you might hear about those things right away if there's something.
Yeah, and that's great. That's what we're here for. I want to hear those things so we can make the improvements, because we're not out there constantly actually using them. We're not. It's the best advice you can get is from the actual users of the park.
In terms of Centennial Park, I think we had talked previously that the city was working with a company in terms of developing. Is that still the case, that there's still some strategic planning going in that aspect for the park? Or,
well, you mean as far as design of the shelter?
I thought that the city was looking to hire on a company that was going to help with the fundraising and
True.
how we promote it.
Yes. Okay. Yes. That has not happened yet. It's been put on hold. So there had been money budgeted, but like I say, it's been put on hold. So I'm assuming we're gonna start moving forward with that. We'd have to start moving forward with that eventually here soon. But it was on the forefront, and like I said, it got put on hold. We do have a design, that preliminary design from the University of Iowa. It's like the architectural school there came up with a design, just kind of a not really interior stuff and mechanical stuff, but just a concept. And we do have that we went through maybe 2 years ago, that we're looking at maybe using that concept for the stage and shelter. But as far as fundraising, yes, I'm assuming we're gonna have to start doing some talking on that here soon.
Sure.
Start to keep moving forward.
And then for the older adult equipment that we had worked on, like the grants in the spring, I never heard anything back on the grants. Do you know what the status? I know one of them we maybe didn't get, but there was another one that was in June that I don't know if we got results on that.
Unfortunately, Angie, we talked about it, and unfortunately we did not qualify for any of the grants. So I know that was part of it. We were trying to get some grants to go along with city funds to maybe make this happen. But as of right now, it's on hold until we either get funding or, we talk about budget, maybe more city money goes into it. I still think it's a great idea. Right now, the Ranshaw House property being renovated, and there's going to be a new parking lot there. So maybe we'll get that more going, and then we can maybe slide that in eventually.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. Continually a lot of things going on, and had to backslide a little bit with the circumstances of the world, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, thanks, Guy. Anything else? Not. I think we're on to pools and recreation report, and Brian's on tonight.
So the rec center is open. There's more people are starting to come in. It's starting to get colder, so people are starting to come in. We do have pickleballers starting to come in also, so that's something new that hasn't been happening. They've been pretty much playing outside at the tennis courts. They've been going to the Green State Credit Union field house in Coralville. They have quite a few courts there, so they've been going there quite a bit. We have we only allow 12, so there was 12 there the other day for the pickleball. So that's kind of going on. We still have people coming in for weightlifting. The pool reopened up, like you guys said. So the pool reopened up on the 21st for people to come back and use the indoor pool for lap swimming. And that's all going well. Everything seemed to work out real well with the painting and the dehumidification system. So that all went very well. People will be, I think it's a lot cooler in there than it used to be. When you came for swim lessons, it was always really humid and it was hard to kind of sit in there and even watch swim lessons. So I feel like right now it feels pretty nice in there. So that project is done and completed and seems to be working out all right. We had quite a few programs kind of start up. Tippy Toes started up, Tippy Toes Dance, Aqua Boot, Body Blast, Body Sculpt. Some of the aquatic programs started up. We have Pee Wee baseball going on for the Pee Wee kids, 3-year-olds through 5-year-olds. Also the NLC flag football programs going on. That's a shared program between us, Coralville, and now Tiffin. So we're all sharing that. We kind of flip-flop back and forth between Coralville Fields and Tiffin Fields. So we're doing that. NLC volleyball is going on, which is also a shared program with all 3 cities. That one is also going on right now and seems to be going well. Our numbers are lower, which is fine because we're trying to keep everybody kind of separated and apart and doing this and that. So in one gym, we have 1 court. In the other gym, we have another court. So normally we have 4 courts going on, 2 in each gym. So now we only have 1 in each gym. So everybody's pretty spread out. And like I said, the numbers are down, but it actually works out for what we're trying to do, especially since we can't use the schools for pretty much anything. Some of the upcoming program, NLC basketball, that'll start up in January. That's going to be a little bit different. That's a pretty big program. And we only have the rec center unless the school districts open back up. But so that's going to be, there might be some angry people there. Just for an example, like first and second grade boys, we had 153 kids last year. Just looking at my numbers, what I can do, we're only going to have 2 courts. It's probably going to knock it down to probably 60 kids. So we'll have to see how that's all going to work itself out. Hopefully we can get back in the schools, but we really don't know what's going to happen there. We're not having our haunted happenings at the rec center this year, so that will not happen. That was always a big event we did for the month of October, so that will not happen this year. We are doing a Halloween moonwalk around Liberty Ponds. That is still going on. I think there's like 200 people signed up, so we'll have to break them up. We'll have to, I think people just want to get out and do something, and that's something they can go and do and walk around the pond. And Matt Messick kind of heads that, so he sets it all up, and he's actually putting everything together now, handouts and stuff like that. So that's something that's coming up. Swim lessons has started. We're not allowing as many people in swim lessons, so I think we're allowing like 3 people in a swim lesson, but the parent has to get in the water with the child in levels, I think 1 through 3. So the parent is in the water. I don't know how excited they are about that, but they are in the water. Everything after that, I think the parents just kind of drop them off, and they do sit upstairs and watch them, or above in the top area where you can watch. Trying to think of anything else here. Like I said, the schools are closed to us, so we can't get in. Otherwise, everything else, I mean, it's going to slowly start getting busier and busier at the rec center. People are going to start coming back. I can imagine that with walking and just wanting to come inside because it's going to start getting cold. So BASP, we're doing BASP now that they're in hybrid mode now. So that's kind of interesting right now. I think on certain days we only have like 8, and on the other days we have about 16 because parents probably already have some other options or ideas or places for their kids to go. But we do offer it, and it's out there, but that's where we're kind of at with that. So I think that's kind of all I have from my end. So and if you have any questions, let me
Question
shoot
for
them at me.
Brian. Thanks. I guess I know numbers, I guess, in the way of CDC requirements and things like that for the numbers, but are you able to adequately staff for the numbers that you do have? Are you lacking staff in any area?
We don't have a lot of staff back, like part-time staff. We only have a few that really came back, so we're kind of hurting on staff. We're not open on the weekends, so right now we're not open on Saturday or Sundays. We're just open during the week, so we're hoping that steps up a little more as we go. I know once we hit, January, the weekends we're probably gonna have to be open because we're gonna have programming on both days. So we might as well be open and not have to fight people and telling them they can't come in because it's only programs. So it should be interesting as we go along here with the team sports and and the parents' followings and this and that. So it should be interesting. But yeah, I mean, we're doing all the social distancing. We're cleaning things. We're wiping everything down. Coaches are doing the same thing. We have them help. Masks, like for volleyball, a lot of people are wearing the masks. Flag football, it's outside, so not as many people. But people stay away from each other. I think everybody knows all the do's and don'ts to do by now. So they're all pretty good with it. And nobody's really gets mad at us at the rec center. I mean, we take your temperature and do all that when you come in for a program. And people are pretty good at it. We're pretty quick at it right now, so we kind of figured everything out. So
Kind of like Zoom meetings, we've gotten used to a lot of those things and they
yes.
go quicker than they did. We've just become accustomed to them. So
Yep.
thanks. I think everybody understands kind of the stress and what the staff, all of our staff have been under during this. They're doing a good job and keeping things going, and youth programs are one of the most important things to try to keep some stabilization in the kids' lives, I think, as
Yep.
well as all of us, but we're really concerned about our youth. Appreciate that. So, any other questions for Brian?
Diventures swim lessons, they've been doing the parent in the water thing, and they're going to remove that requirement, I think, in like a week or two. So just so you kind of know, that's what I've heard that they're going toward. I don't know if there's some benchmark they're following for that, but that's just something that I heard.
Thanks, Sean. I'm sure things get adapted as things go along and work. And if something doesn't work, but I think as a community, everybody's working together to try to make things work. And again, I think especially for our kids, with school and activities, we really want to work as a community to have those things work, and as well as keeping all of us safe.
I had one other question. Do you know, I know we were waiting to see the numbers on swim lessons. Was the demand higher than what they could offer at the rec center, or was it about what you had anticipated you could support?
I think it was higher. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure it was probably higher than what we have. Because like I said, we're only allowing like 3 people in each class. So yeah, I mean, I think it was higher. We're still looking to try to open some more time slots, but it's staffing is our biggest issue. And with the schools, didn't know what they were doing, kind of know what they were doing. Some of them are high schoolers and stuff like that. So it was more staffing than pretty much space or anything like that. So, and we're still working on some more opening up some more times and slots. So.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
Is there any kind of posting of the staff you need, or is it just kind of on demand? You put out what you're looking for, or how does that work?
I think it's posted on the website. And then a lot of it's word of mouth of other people. We get a lot of swimmers, people that are swimming for, West High or even Liberty that we get. So we get, we have staff. It's just we don't have enough staff to teach the lessons. We have enough for running the pool, but teaching the lessons, some people don't want to do that, so they choose not to. But yeah, it's just staffing.
What level of certification do you have to teach swim lessons?
I do not know that off the top of my head. I don't know that.
I'm not asking for myself, no.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, thanks. That's something I'm sure they can check out the website.
yeah. I'm pretty sure it's probably just your lifeguarding, and then I'm pretty sure it's just the lifeguarding, and then you have to be able to deal with kids, so in a polite way. So
Yeah, I'm sure they can, the requirements are probably posted anytime at jobs out there. So.
Yep.
Anything else for the good of the cause tonight? Tim's just smiled and nodded at us, so I haven't gotten anything for him. So. Okay, do I hear a motion that we adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
Somebody else get their name in the minutes.
Second.
Okay, thanks. Okay, the next meeting's scheduled for Thursday, November 5th, and we'll probably be meeting each other again in a box. So have a good month, and the meeting's adjourned.